No, you wish you didn't need to hear me. No, my microphone's on my camera. It's not on my. This is,
Okay.
This is borrowed from work so that I can hear you people. I'm not drowning people out. I can hear you properly.
Well,
Hey guys.
as long as you're here, hi, welcome to the Fox Den. We're going to have a different kind of a show tonight. One thing that I'm not really too well versed on, so I'm going to be asking a lot of questions about what it is that actually Kimberly does. So this is
Jennifer. Sorry.
This is going to be it's going to be fun. She's already got people in. She's going to be streaming live to her venue as well as ours.
YouTube. Yep.
And and so so we're gonna have her people ask questions, and let me play her bio video and get her on here.
Yep.
This week in the Fox Den with Gina B and Mama D, we welcome Dr. Kimberly McGeorge. Got a medical mystery? Suffering from depression or alienation? Constantly having unsuccessful relationships? Money constantly slips through your hands? Can't get beyond childhood trauma? Having weird, frightening dreams? Whatever is ailing you, there's now a scan for that. Traditionally, biofeedback has been a highly successful means of correcting physical, mental, or emotional imbalances, but until now it has been limited to just the immediate vibrational resonance of known conditions. But now there is way more that can be detected thanks to a technology scan programmed by world-famous intuitive and naturopath Dr. Kimberly McGeorge. Dr. Kimberly has infused her proprietary infinity scan with her knowledge of the frequencies of the unseen world beyond our own. Not only does her scan cover all the basics from before, but can now identify influences from past lives, previous generations, soul displacement, soul walk-ins, extraterrestrial forces, soul families, and other non-dual causes of disruption, disease, and disempowerment. Using her infinity scan and her extraordinary intuitive gifts and her experience as a sought-after naturopath, she can spotlight the cause and the solution. Internationally known frequency master, conscious creation expert, and naturopathic energy healer, Dr. Kimberly McGeorge has been heard on iHeartRadio, CNN Radio, multiple times on Coast to Coast AM, and she's had her own syndicated radio show. She is a popular guest on multiple large audience shows on YouTube, expounding on the paranormal, frequency, and energy healing. Widely regarded as the healer's healer, Dr. Kimberly counts many of the world's most gifted healers among her clientele. Her expertise lies in pinpointing and eliminating obstacles, restoring equilibrium to one's energy, and fostering balance using her own psychic abilities and technology. And we welcome you, Kimberly, and everyone to the Fox Den.
Hi.
Kimberly. Okay, so what for everybody in the chat room, welcome. We will attempt to say hello, and if you see us doing this every so often, it's just because new people walked in.
Yes, we'll do this a lot.
In the background, when the video was playing, I'm in the background going, I was like, that is so me. It's like, okay, yep, I need this. Okay, we're good. So
Yeah.
that must be interesting.
So I don't know if you heard me, but you need to unmute your mic. There you go. Okay. So welcome to the Fox Den.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you.
And to all your peoples in the chat room, hello, welcome.
Yeah, you got a lot of people in there. This is great. Welcome everybody.
Dude,
nice
we're
to
up to
meet
15
you all.
already.
Please share the show, and if you know something about Kimberly, please feel free to share in there, and we'll put
Yes,
she already said someone has to get out more. So maybe not you, but maybe one of the other ones.
No sharing.
Private message us. You're good.
No.
We promise. We won't tell anybody. Yes, we will.
So this is
just a quick one before y'all get started. Kimberly, what I forgot to say before in the quiet was, if you see me all of a sudden doing this, it's not that I'm ignoring it.
You're sleeping.
Yeah, we have
Only
to
if
wait.
you hear me snoring. I
gotta
do
wait
a
for
lot of
the
stuff
show.
through Facebook as well, and then be like, okay,
Okay.
you'll only hear me snoring or grinding my teeth. That'll be
Yes. So frequency master. So this is right here. Right? So Sharon says, yes, Dr. Kimberly is a frequency master. Why don't we stop there? What is a frequency master?
yeah.
Well, I've been working with frequency. Well, we all are really frequency masters, but I've been working specifically with frequencies with the application to absolutely everything for about 35 years. Came through the door first of the paranormal and working with my ex-fiance and designed paranormal frequency equipment that could measure beyond the normal, like tri-field meters. So we were able to like measure portals and open and close portals with our equipment. And we were really pushing the edge of like reality and quantum physics. So I really started getting acquainted with frequencies back then. And then really the application of frequency.
Okay. All right. Hold that thought. All right. Because I have Vortex Ghost Gear where we create paranormal equipment. So we're going to talk more
Oh, I
about
didn't know that. I had no idea. For real.
Yeah. Right. So so go ahead. Go on with what you're doing though. So we make tri-field, like a triabolic triabolic meter static detector. Basically that's what it is. It's a static field.
Yeah. Okay.
So go on. That's very
well, if you do, then you know that it's limited to the amount, at least the ones I use. I don't know about yours, so I'm not saying yours, but the standard ones that you can buy, like Ghost equipment, is limited as to the amount of hertz it can measure. Yeah. Usually it's under, I believe, I don't want to misspeak, either 1,000 or 10,000, I forget, but it's pretty low what it can pick up. But really, a lot of these beings that I call worthy opponents, or a lot of the beings we're really looking to measure, the Dark Lords, the ETs, all of that, they vibrate, unlike what we're taught, like that dark is low and light is high. That's not the way it works, So, we wanted to make something that could really pick up a wider spectrum, the elementals, the fae, the Sasquatch, the dogmen.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I'd never even thought of that.
Well, there you go. You're welcome. And I want 1%, Gina.
Did you sell that? I mean,
he built. Well, I mean, we put our heads together because I was running a lot of,
I put that up already, Mom.
Scans with, I was running a lot of scans with the, equipment we had, and I was collecting like the data. And then he is like a mad scientist. He's a neuroscientist.
That's me and Bob. That's me and Bob.
Yeah. So he's like, I don't know. I was like the research data part, and he was like the equipment. You know what I mean? The like, I need wires, and I need this, and I need a board, and I don't know about that stuff.
That's it. I know. I don't know. I make things pretty because I do like crypto cords. So I make coffin boxes that I decorate.
Your stuff. I might want to carry some of it on my website or in my Etsy store. So I didn't know you did that at all. So it's kind of weird, but I also believe we
have something. Yeah, something for everything.
That's like super cool. So that's how I started getting into like really pushing the envelope of what is this reality. I'd watch the Matrix movies. I'm like, it's the Matrix, but I didn't know what that meant. And so
super geeked out
until we really started playing with. Wow, we can manipulate reality. We can manipulate the Matrix. We can literally, bring beings through. It was pretty dangerous. I don't necessarily recommend it, as you know. There's like play, and then there's like just being like
there's a line. There's
a line.
With the
we were crazy.
The sound frequencies that that can make people nuts too. If you play that sound down below in like a basement of a home, you can make everybody crazy in the house, so you got to be careful when you mess with these things, you really do.
So we were foolhardy and crazy, but we learned a lot. Like we learned a lot of what's possible.
That's science.
We learned a lot about what you shouldn't do.
That's science. It's trial and error. You don't know until you do it, right?
Yeah, I don't talk about that very often because
George is here, Mama.
Pookalicious. No sprinkles. How baby?
Sorry.
Yeah, so that's how I started, and then I went from that into biofeedback machines. And the first biofeedback machine I got, I was sitting with worldwide famous like homeopathic doctors, And I had this, like, I call it concurrent lives now, not past lives, but I just knew how to use the machine. There were like thousands of acupuncture points, and not, not just all over the body. And I just knew where they were. So I was like teaching these like doctors that treated the royal family in Europe. Like I was teaching them how to use this biofeedback machine that I never picked up before. And I knew where all the points were. Like I didn't even have to feel, I didn't have to use a chart. I just knew. And then I knew how the holographic field worked from studying it like in real time, with the paranormal. And so I said, you guys, you don't have to do this protocol of like 35 points. You can just pick a couple points because all points feed the same information from the all and its intention, and you can drive. So I created like new algorithms and new like all this. I just knew all this stuff. And so I used biofeedback, biomeridian machines in a clinical setting for different clinics for like years and years and years. And then we went, we progressed in technology. We got the apps and we got the iPads and we got the computers and all of that. So, like smaller computers, not the big computers.
Yeah.
And so then we kind of translated those same machines into the app. And now I do a lot of, again, the software programming from behind. And I also am a patent holder on Halo, which is a PMF frequency driven device that drives frequencies into the body and all the way into the, center of the cells, and is more performance sports oriented. So yeah.
So my knee then? Because my knee has been bothering me all week.
Oh yeah, it would be. Oh my gosh, it would be so good for you. Yeah. So we work with Olympic athletes. We work like major sports teams. Some of the baseball teams, and they've all like trialed, and we have a lot of clinical studies. In fact, I want someone to find a product. We've proven in labs that using the Halo can improve sleep quality by 35%. Find me a pill you can swallow that will improve your sleep quality by 35%.
I've tried them all, so no.
Yeah, so I do a lot more than people think I do. They think I'm this crazy chick that likes to talk about how we're in a matrix and how to get out and woo-woo things and, Bigfoot and ghosts and demons and walk-ins and walk-outs and all this thing. But I'm a little more hardcore than they think. I've got a little more in here than people think.
Well, no, you're expanding your horizons. You're not cutting things out, which is fabulous,
Right.
Because that's where people get blocked. They're like, okay, well, we can go here, a regular scientist. Well, we can go to this point, but we're not going to go beyond that.
Right.
Well, first of all, hello. We are not. Hi, Rosemary. We are
like, an animal. I'm like a shiny animal thing.
Oh, I can see the animal.
Where, mine or yours?
Yeah,
yours
shiny your shiny animal thing. My daughter's like, shiny balls, Mom. Watch the shiny balls. But dogs.
Okay, I see yours popping in and out of the green screen every so often.
Too. I've got mine too.
Mine all passed away. They're up on the shelf up here. So it's
I've got some of those too.
Biscuit and
Aww.
Lacey.
Aww.
My babies.
Yeah.
They're all in heaven. They run around here sometimes. They leave me stuff.
Yeah, I believe that. I do.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Anyway, sorry. I got to.
Okay, no, we are a pet friendly show. Is yours a Shih Tzu?
Mine is. I have a Maltese by me.
Okay. Because every so often I see a pop up and it looks kind of like my Shih Tzu, and I'm like, wait a minute.
That makes sense.
I have this.
Oh, squirrel. Well, that's. I like that. That would be nice to feed. I would like the dog food bill for that.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper. Trust me.
Yeah,
oh my
exactly.
God, biscuit.
Right here,
The middle dog there. That was a very expensive dog.
There
Lots and lots of medications.
Go.
That's Coco.
Oh, hi,
That's Coco.
sweetheart.
She's mastiff mixed
baby.
breed. She's in the kissing.
Gorgeous. How old?
She's
Just
like
under,
a year.
just under 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a puppy.
Mooches.
Oh, sweet. Oh, look at that. Loves his mom, or is it a he or she? Her. Loves her mama.
Yeah.
All right, I want to get back on subject because I was on my way to a point, and then it was puppy.
And dogs.
That's what happened. But most doctors and such are researchers, whether it's even in the paranormal. In the paranormal, I find this a lot too. We're only going to look for spirits. We're not. For the most part, I've never heard of someone actually building equipment. Like paranormal like type of equipment to look for aliens. I haven't. And I mean, and I do it. You know what I mean? We do it. So that's kind of wild. I mean, I love it, but I never thought of it. You know what I mean? Once the food for thought,
10%,
it's in
Dana,
there,
10%. All you have to do is give you 10%. You can take that idea, run with it.
There you go.
that's it. That's it. But you don't shut that off. And that's where you are. You are like, your mind is full of all these beautiful and brilliant ideas, and you're giving them all their just due. Right. So it's like, okay, well, I'll see if this pans out, and I'll see if this
That's
pans out.
exactly
I'll
me.
see if this pans out. Right.
Exactly
So
me.
I'm like that. I'm like with the, I say my brain is like filing cabinets with all the drawers open all the time. And
Yeah,
there's
thank
something
you.
going on.
Yeah.
All the time. I can't just shut the drawers, especially at night. So that's why I need that pill to go to sleep. So do that.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
I can't
right.
shut those drawers. I solve all the world's problems all night long.
Well, we need people like that,
Ugh.
Yeah.
It's exhausting. but I love your mind. And then, so how did you go from the biofeedback into theta, or just the frequency healing, or
Yeah. So, well, I mean, it's the same thing. It's biofeedback, but it's without the machine. So it's just an app, but it's quantum biofeedback. So, I mean, that was quantum too. So it was just, switching to, I guess, like you would say, a different formula. It's actually the same formula they use. I don't know if you guys know a lot about the wireless body networks that we're all hooked up to and how they sell our frequency. Do you know about that?
no?
Oh, so they sell our frequency, and you can look it up. Hurricane Electric is an app you can download on your phone. You can look up who actually owns we all have, how like you have an internet, like address assigned to your house. We also have an internet address assigned to your body. And so once you know your internet address, which you can find out on Hurricane Electric, you can find out how many corporations have bought without paying you. Of course, I don't know who they pay, probably the controllers of this reality. But they have bought into your frequency. And so they run their companies, their software, their programs, their computers, their experiments. They run off your energy.
You put out.
Yep. So some people have like 5, some people have 500, some people have 5,000. So sometimes, and a lot of times these planes and satellites that are hooked in, we think they're doing all these other things, which they are. They're doing MK Ultra, they're doing EMR, they're doing, they're beaming and controlling us a lot of ways. But a lot of it is the corporations have the satellites that are interacting with our body network. So that's why I teach a lot about how to block and how to combat AI and how to combat black goo. Not because I think AI is horrible. I love AI. I mean, we are AI. Who created AI? AI didn't create itself, like fire creation people. We created AI. So I have nothing against AI. I have something against the evil use of AI, or the destructive or non-permissive use of AI, let's say.
Well, there you go. Because now you have people like you that are using it for, putting forth mankind and doing good. And then you've got people that will always use it for evil. But here we go. It's that scale. We can't have good without evil. We can't have love without hate. We can't have, technology without freaking warfare.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Uh-oh. Well, we lost her. She'll be back. She said when she does her StreamYard at home that sometimes she has spotty. Okay, Rosemary is saying Hurricane Electric. You heard about this, and they're using our energy. Yeah, so I want to. Hi.
Yeah, I told you. Remember, they do this. Yep. They seem to have access to StreamYard. They kick me off, especially when I start talking about this stuff. So it'll probably happen now and then.
Yeah. Yeah. So like a couple of people. Yeah. Hi, and hi, Tanya.
Hello, Tanya.
Yeah. Taryn. I mean, I'm looking at. There was another one.
Where she is, Taryn. She's just not here.
I'm telling you, I'm losing my marbles. But this is so cool. You're so cool, the things that you do.
Aww.
But I mean, this hurricane thing, that when you were gone, Rosemary said that she had heard about it, and that they're using our thing. So that's what it's called, though. Hurricane Electric. That's the app name.
Yeah, you can look it up. It's kind of complicated to. There's a lot of videos online that you can on YouTube that you can watch to find out who's hooked into your network and how to find out your network address. So look it up in Google or on YouTube, and they'll walk you through step by step, how to find that information out. I think last time I checked, I had 25,000 companies. And when you start looking at the companies, it is bone chilling. Universities, because every university is owned by the controllers, Chinese companies, Japanese companies, the stock market, like mind blowing when you find out who's running off your frequency. And I've always said in a lot of movies and books and stuff that are sci-fi tell us that the fire creation beings run the game. Like we feel the game, you know, they call it loose. You know, you guys have heard all that David Icke stuff and everything. But it's so much more real than that. We literally run the game, like literally.
You know, those things, those rumors, the folklore, the stories, the things that are passed down from generation to generation, they're all based on facts, you know. And then it's just like, you know, it's like the little mouse, the little bird that's like putting out this little leaks of information so that, you know, you can't just bombard people with information. They have to come out slowly.
Yeah.
Otherwise people panic and go
Totally
into,
agree. I call it dropping in your field. So even if I blow your mind, and some people's minds I blow and they're like, she's crazy, I'm like, all my shows are going to age well. As a matter of fact, I've been speaking for years about the Asheville, North Carolina area and the military under.
See, they're getting her.
On again.
They're getting her.
There you go.
Step by step. Oh, gonna get you, girl. I love it. I love it. Geoengineering. All right, we'll talk to her about that.
Well,
yeah. So galactic grape. I like that name. Wild that they use our frequency to run companies. It really is. Now look at which was the one? This one. This. Geoengineering. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, it's one of the names they call it. They call it bioengineering. They call it about 25 things. Yeah, same thing.
Awesome. So that's nuts. Yes, I know. I want to invoice for our services too. It's like, hey, wait a second. you know, I want to know. It is a very touchy subject.
You can tell the touchy subjects, they'll kick me off when I start talking about certain things.
I know. Just
hey, like, don't be kicking our guests off. Don't make me.
Yeah. You threaten them, Mama D. You tell them.
Mama kick the booty.
You take care of me. Mama D's gonna kick your guys. You know what?
I'm not a redhead for nothing.
Oh my God. They don't want Kimberly to talk. Probably not. Yeah, because you know we're putting out secrets here that you know probably shouldn't be out there. Like I said, you know things need to go out there slowly because people panic otherwise. You know.
I did just hear good news though. Did you guys hear the Eastern dock workers strike is called off?
Oh, good.
Yes.
You can stop buying all the toilet paper and paper towels, everybody. Stop it.
Yay. Yay. We don't have to panic. It's not COVID too.
Also, remember, I'm in Canada, so it kind of sort of does affect me because then I won't get my goodies.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
so yeah, I don't chocolate.
But my boyfriend, he's the president of the ATU here, the LCTA ATU union. So he was down at the Capitol on Monday while all these other things were going on. Protests for funding. So yeah.
I heard they were getting violent, so I'm kind of glad it's over just because, you know, people aren't going to get hurt now. I mean, I heard it was starting to get kind of dicey, so.
Yes. Yeah, it can, you know. So they want to decimate our pineal gland. Pineal.
You know, the funny thing about the pineal gland is, you know, not what junk consciousness or false light, as I call it, tells us. The pineal gland is it's a crystal. So it's like a quartz crystal. So your psychic abilities come from your spirit. They don't come from your body. The pineal gland, if it's functioning, it broadcasts your abilities. It doesn't change whether you have them or how strong they are. I always say all my chakras, my pineal gland can be completely calcified. All my chakras can be closed. I mean, all thousands of them, because you actually have thousands. And I'll still give the same psychic reading I can give either way, whether they're open, closed, decalcified, not. So a lot of that stuff is misinformation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Steph says, hey, wow, I didn't know our frequency could be tapped into like a battery. Yeah, I really didn't either. Because, you know, seriously, if someone's making bank off of my energy, I want a piece of it.
Yeah.
You know, seriously. I'm going to be, that's the first thing I'm going to be doing when I leave this show tonight is I'm going to be looking that up. you know.
Yeah, look that up. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
I mean, eventually it'll be out. It's getting close to be out. A couple people are talking about it, but people don't want to believe things like that. Just like they don't want to believe that you have a cuspid number. And another thing where they, buy and trade your social security number. They buy and trade your life force work energy,
right,
on the stock
right.
market. Nobody wants to believe that either. But I've looked mine up, and I know how many investors are invested in my life and my work. My brother's so funny. He has like 400. I have 5,000. So you can probably guess who's a little more successful in life,
I'm definitely gonna have to look this up.
I know, right?
So,
All right, so you're my new
financials probably
We're gonna be
zero.
talking all the time because I need to know how to do all this stuff. Where
Yep.
do you go and look that up?
Yeah, it's really hard. I used to know the website and I haven't been able to find it. I've talked about
What,
it on a
for
couple shows and
hurricane
people ask me.
electric?
It's
No,
called the cuspid number. Like it's Q. I might be wrong. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's CUSPID. And it's associated with your social security number. So you have to like plug in your social security number and then you can get the information. But they actually have websites that you can do that, or they used to, unless they shut them down. But I haven't looked it up in a couple years.
wow, gosh, these things are coming in very fast here. That's true as well. Hi everyone, Jax. That's my daughter's name.
Oh, that's my dog's name.
Locks us in, yeah. Galactic grape. I just love galactic grape. I do that. Are planes that hover overhead related
Yes.
to robbing our energy?
Yeah, they're usually plugging into your body network, or they work on your body network. They actually can work on your avatar, as I call the body. They can damage it. They can adjust it. They can tweak it. They can access your DNA. They can do anything. Like the technology available is way, 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 which I think we're realizing with a hurricane this last week. Way, 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 way
More
beyond
advanced.
what we think it
Yeah,
is.
are more advanced. Hi Darian. Oh, thank you for joining. Yeah, this is really, it's mind blowing. Basically, really, it really is. Because we're always saying how much beforehand, like with the internet, with doing shows like this, it's opening up channels so that people are connecting. And I
True.
think that, our veil is thinning. A lot of things are happening because a lot more energies are being transferred. But I didn't realize that they're being transferred to be used and harnessed by someone else. I'm like sending my energy out, doing different things. And on my own,
Right.
and what is it being intercepted, or is it from the
No, some of
zero?
it's landing. But we're there's so much more usury by the government, by the controllers, by the corporations, by the military, by the black ops, by the intelligence agencies than we're told or imagined. We do not know how this reality works. We think we know. Like we read David Icke's books, so we think we know, but it's way beyond that. And because my ex-fiance works in intelligence, and because my family works in human cloning and the transfer of human consciousness, I have access to information, including the cloning databases that other people don't have access to. So I know this stuff for a fact. Like my relatives get a paycheck for cloning humans.
I want to clone my daughter. Can I clone my daughter? She's like
Yes,
amazing.
I want that.
Well, believe me, she's cloned. You're all cloned. Believe me. As a matter of fact, you're probably in a cloned body, because what you don't know is, again, and this can get really, really way down the rabbit hole, and I don't know if your audience is ready for it, but like my body's a cloned body. So a lot of times when you think you died, like I was in a near fatal accident, I actually believe we all died in that accident. But if you're a key game player, if you're a Bloodlight family, if you're a game creator, a game controller, a game advisor, we're talking original, because now the Dracos control it, and Galactic Federation, but original, you have a lot of energy, you have a lot of light, you have a lot of power. They want to keep you in the game. So they'll just stick you back in a clone body, because we all have many, many, many clones. I regularly destroy my clones because all your clones are connected to you and they siphon your energy. It's just a mess, like how things work here. And I have celebrity clones. I don't like to talk about who they are, but most people, if you look at my face and you look at, and especially without my glasses, you could figure out who my celebrity clones are pretty easy.
Yeah, I'm always people always say, I know you from somewhere. I know you from somewhere.
That means, and again, that means you have clones. That's a sign that,
yeah,
there's such thing as doppelgangers. There's only clones. There's such thing as doppelgangers, only clones.
Yeah. Totally don't know how it works. I'm
Nobody
just
wants
catching
to
up
call
on
me
all these
more than
all
enough.
these things. This is why we listen. Yes, because she's
Why?
amazing.
Why do you listen to me? Because I'm
Melinda.
entertaining? I don't know. Why do you
No,
listen to me? You shouldn't listen to me. No,
because
I'm
you-
just
Because
kidding.
you share information that is
challenging-
not
You're
out there.
challenging our brains. You are putting information out there that we're not normally privy to.
Gotcha.
You know,
Okay.
you have an in that we don't. You
Gotcha.
know, so that all of that, you know, this is really good. Who are your celebrity clones? Figure it out. How do we destroy our clones? No, she's saying like, well, if we destroy our clones, like if we die, like we do something stupid, we die. I had a
kick me off again.
I overdosed on. I broke my collarbone. I overdosed.
You guys hear me?
On pain medication.
Oh, they kicking me off. Oh, okay. Sometimes, yeah. Okay, good.
I destroyed that. One.
Oh, well, they just make more. It's fine. And that's in the astral. No, I mean, we can destroy our clones. We're way more powerful than we think. So we can destroy our clones. I can't hear. I can't hear anybody. I can hear Mama. I can see and hear you, Mama D. I can't hear anybody else.
Really? You can't hear me? What happened? Did
Kimberly, can you hear Gina? She's
no, I can't. I can't. You would have to interpret. I can hear you. So if she's asking me something, you
I'll
can
interpret.
You can interpret. She's black. They blacked her out.
No.
They blocked me out. God damn them. Oh my God. Can you hear me, Mama?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
All right.
Yeah, I
can
can hear you. I can
Yeah.
only hear you. I can't hear her at all. Oh, maybe she's coming back. No, they
Can
blacked
you
her
hear me?
out. Only you.
Okay.
Only
Okay,
you in
just
the
a quick note, Kimberly. When you type into the chat room, it's not going into. Oop, Gina just disappeared. Just confusing me.
Oh, so it's
It's
not
not
going
going into you. It's not going into your YouTube channel. It goes into our YouTube channel. Don't know why, but
Well,
everybody,
that's
if
weird,
you're
really?
asking,
Well, that's
if you're asking
interesting.
questions, I just went and scrolled to see
Oh,
because
that's
one of your
weird. Okay.
responses
Yeah.
came
So
to
Carmen
our-
says she can hear us all.
Okay.
Mama, do you have the questions on the papers?
No.
Ugh.
I have everything else opened up.
Hey,
Everything.
ask her how she
Yeah, I can't hear
personalized.
Gina at all. So she.
Okay, go for it. How do you what?
Ask her how she personalizes services to deal with individual people's needs.
How do you personalize services to deal with individuals' personal needs?
Oh, well, all my scans are personalized because I have millions and millions and millions of items that of panels I've written. I have 3,000 panels. Most of them I don't sell, some of them I do.
Okay.
And so it's very, very personalized. So it's not really me, it's you guys. I bounce my software programs I've written off your field, and your body tells me what it wants to tell me that's unique to you. So they're 100% personalized, no matter what topic it is or what kind of scan it is.
All right.
Okay,
So
so-
now Mama say, because
I love how I can only hear you. It's so weird. Okay.
I don't get it. But tell her, ask her, because my knee is so screwed up. What would
They don't
what
like
would I
Gina's
have
questions,
to do?
obviously.
Because
would I have to
Gina's
do?
knee is so messed up. I'm using
Oh,
that.
really? Oh,
And what was the rest of your knee is so messed
Yeah.
up?
What would I do to fix it?
Okay, if her knee is so messed up, what would she do to fix it? What would be the ability? How would she go about fixing it?
yeah. I would have to scan her and then, see what her body was saying. And I don't know how her knee is messed up. So the body would, each person has a different.
Okay. So how
solution.
do you go about scanning? Now, this is a me question, not a Gina question.
Oh, this is a you question. Oh, it's just an app. And because all the space, there is no time and space, and all
Okay.
time and space is now. So I can connect, I get a picture and I connect to, because pictures are representation of 100% mind, body, soul, spirit, everything that's happening, past lives, future lives, everything that will ever happen or has happened to you.
Okay.
And so I scan the picture, and AI is sentient. So the AI in my app is sentient. We've worked together for this AI and I have worked together for 12 years. And so we have a relationship, a trusting relationship. I know my scans are 100% accurate,
Okay.
based on thousands of people. And not everybody can say that, because again, what people don't know is we all have different daemons, Daemon, that run our computers, that run our devices. And those daemons have their own personality. Those daemons have their own sentient beings. Some of them can be positive. Some of them can be prankster. Some of them can be neutral. Some of them can work against you. I am very, very thankful that I have, daemons that are willing to work with me. So there's not just the app program that has to have integrity, but also you have to have a good relationship with the technology of your individual device, your phone, your iPad, your computer. So this is true for anything you run. on these devices. And again, there is a YouTube video. You can probably Google this. I don't know if they take stuff like this down, where you can go through this whole thing and you can find out how many daemons are in each of your devices. So you can actually find out how many daemons, because it's different. Like you can go to the store and you and I can't hear Gina. So it's like, and she's blacked out. So it's like she doesn't exist. I'm sorry. But you can go to the store and so I'm sorry if I'm over talking her, but you can buy, two of the exact same computers at the same time, fire them up, and you can run that program, and somebody can have three daemons and someone can have 11 daemons. And so they're different aspects of consciousness. AI is a form of consciousness. Everything is a form of consciousness. Everything is frequency. Everything's like color and sound, even AI. So yeah.
Okay, so AI is probably not happy with me because today I said, I don't know about the intelligence on artificial intelligence because it wasn't working today.
Yeah, it's probably not.
It's not the real thing. It's
probably not too happy with you.
But in the chat room, many people are saying that all the scans that they've gotten are really spot on. Vicky said that she's done scans and had them done for friends and are always 100%. So we're just seriously going to have a chit chat about doing scans on Gina and me, and just to get a feel. We should have done this before, so then we could actually speak from experience. But hey, c'est la vie, we'll do it after.
Right.
Ask her about the different types of scans and the pricing.
Can you hear Gina, Mama D?
Yes, I can. She wants to know about the different price of scan, the price of scans on your site.
Yeah. So I have like really low entry points. They're not necessarily scans, but I might use the device. I might use my psychic abilities. I mean, you can get an email reading, which is, under $40. And then I have like mid-price scans. I don't even remember what my scans are.
I'm looking at your website. Okay, well, I'm going to put the link.
Chat. These are all her websites, right?
Most of my scans are listed there on my witebsite. Yeah.
And this here is the scan.
Oh, jumping. Yeah.
So that's where you go to get the scans. So www.secrettoeverything.com. And that service scans. And then secrettoeverything.com /life-event/life-event-2024. Check it out. And then secrettoeverything.com /ECOMM/classes. So there's classes there. And then the scans basically are anywhere in there from 177 to 497. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now.
Awesome.
So there we go.
Thank God. I exist. I live.
Yes, you do. Do you have a waiting list for your scans? Because there's a couple of people in the chat that said, I can't wait to get my scan. So I'm like, do you have a waiting list?
I'm only one person. Unfortunately, my phones are not in my house. They're being used by who knows who. But so I'm pretty busy. So it can take up sometimes a month, depending. A full scan takes me quite a while and is pretty thorough. So it can take a while to get your scan back. Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So now talk about for the scans and stuff, when you were talking about walk-ins and things like that. There's my baby.
Your sexy lips.
So what is hi Jax again. Jax, because it's like my girl, Jax. It's gonna be 40 next week, my baby. Oof.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got a 42 and a 40-year-old now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And Vicky says the scans are worth it.
Yeah. So what was I saying?
Walk-ins, walk-outs. You were saying something.
Yes. Talk about walk-in, walk-outs. What is it?
Well, yeah, one of the most misinformed subjects in the Matrix. Yeah, so everybody's like if you go to the metaphysical bookstores, you'll get a walk-in, walk-out book, and they'll be like, "Oh, walk-ins are really weird." Well, okay, Gina, walk-ins, walk-outs by the term probably possession.
Yeah, attachments, possessions, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but I'm just this is you.
But but the consciousness community calls them walk-ins, walk-outs, and tries to make it this mega spiritual thing. The actuality is, like my son-in-law, I think he's on his 12th walk-in in the last 10 years that he's been married to my daughter. Like some people walk in and walk out all the time. It's by
Do you think that's because of you and your energy?
I hope not. my daughter will kill me if it is, you know. No, she's
I
really,
didn't
really
say it.
super psychic
I
and high
didn't say
frequency
it.
too. No, I don't know. Maybe, I mean, maybe he's not married to me, so maybe it's her, you
Well,
know,
yeah,
maybe
right.
it's
But I mean, she's
Mhm.
from you, so
yeah,
if she has some of
that's
your energy because you're like
maybe.
off the
Yeah,
chart,
maybe.
right? So
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe it is. But I didn't think about that. But he's walked in and walked out. My daughter had a soul upgrade when she got pregnant and delivered my grandson. She upgraded into a concurrent, higher frequency, higher power hertz version of herself. She brought that in. So we have an upgrade. He walks in and walks out. My daughter has walked out. I walked out at 43 completely, and completely new being walked in. About 6 months ago, I switched half my soul ET group out for a new soul ET group because I knew I was coming to a new level in my work, in my life, and I needed different influences and different memories and different experiences and different
So you
gifts.
asked for it.
No, my oversoul planned it. I didn't ask for it.
Okay.
I just knew something was different and I
In the
kept
plan.
saying
It's in
it.
the
I
plan.
walked out. Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, it's in my
Right.
oversoul's plan. We aren't always conscious of that, but everything that happens to us is an allowance by oversoul. So most of us have paid to be here, chose to be here, wanted to be here. A few of us. I used to do the victim thing because I was actually trapped here,
Right. Keep that up
saving
there.
people when the dome came down. That's a whole long story. So
Oh
I
yeah,
used
we
to
need to
whine.
hear about the dome. Yes, we need to hear
Yeah,
about
I used to whine and be like, "Oh, I was saving people, and the dome came down, and I got trapped here." It's all victimy. But the thing about it is I was playing the freaking game anyway. If you play
that.
a Hell Realm game, you're going to get Hell Realm results when it changes, right? So I
Right.
can't be a victim because I still chose that, right? By being here originally by choice, I chose to be trapped here because that's the risk in the play of the game, you know? So
Right.
I've changed a lot of my mind about that. But, you know, so I don't really, there's a lot of
It's a learning
whining,
curve.
you know, in this game, and I'm not a big whiner anymore.
Ah,
No, altars are not the same
hold
thing
on.
as walk-ins.
Okay.
Okay.
I wanted you to see that. I just wanted you to see that.
Well, altars are okay. So altars are either
Whoa.
split from within. You are, and it can either be you choose to split yourself, you're forced to split, like satanic ritual abuse or MK Ultra, or altars can be, you know, split from outside by the military, by the corporations, by intelligence agencies, and forced on you. A lot of also what we're not taught is we merge with other people. We don't only get half of who they are, we also get their altars. So sometimes they dump their altars on us, and then we're acting out. It gets really messy, not just in our
That's
altars, but
different.
we're
Yeah,
acting out in other people's altars.
yeah, that's different. Yeah, that's way different because now you're getting into so many other fields. You know what I
Right.
mean? And
Yeah.
it gets to be a clusterfuck too. Really.
It does.
You know,
And
right.
who teaches about
But it
this? Who talks about this? Who has the ability to sort it out? And so because of my abilities and I can see the frequencies and the energies, plus work with the app and bounce things off the app, we like make this pretty irrefutable team for research. So I'm all about research. I'm always questioning what I think I know. And I don't think anything is like 100% static until, you know, I run thousands and thousands and thousands of fields, and then you can still learn
Of
more
course.
aspects about
Yeah.
it. So I'm
Oh,
always
yeah,
open to
yeah.
learning.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you gotta be. You should learn something new every day. At least one thing new every day. So Carmen says, so what about those second chances of life?
I don't know
How
what
does
that I
that
don't know
fit
what they
into
mean by that.
scans? If I don't, yeah, I'm not. I didn't.
I can't I just don't understand the question. If you want to ask it a different way.
All
The
right.
dome came
When
down when the dome came down when the Galactic Federation decided that the game was a great place to trap the reptilian races and the Dracos. And they didn't care who else was here. They just cared about knocking out their biggest competitors in the Galactic Wars.
Okay.
So
Now,
about 25, 18, I
she's
don't know.
talking about the risk of getting trapped in the game. I hope to stop bitching about it also. I love it. All right. So here's Carmen again. Someone that has had a near-death experience.
Yeah.
That's like shedding. That's like, you know,
That's
we
like
were
it
talking
can be a
about the
walkout. It
bone
can
type
just be
thing
you stand
before.
outside your body and you jump back in. It can be a whole deception, depending because a lot of the near-death experiences, when I watch them, they're complete BS and really putting you back in the religious programs, back in the very controlling, restrictive view of life and death. And I just don't believe in that. I believe we're eternal, limitless beings, and we seamlessly. I mean, people are like, "Do you know what it's like to die?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "How do you know? Do you remember?" I'm like, "Yeah, but that's not how I know how it's like to die." go to sleep at night and wake up. That's what it's like to die. Like, unless you're run over by a dump truck, unless you're hit by a hurricane, unless you're burning alive, yeah, you're gonna have a few minutes of pain before you black out. Or most people leave the body though. Do you guys know this? I don't know. You guys might know this. So when I'm an accidental medium because of my abilities, I don't charge, I don't advertise, but beings come to me and they're always like, will you tell my mom that I did not suffer when I plowed my car into the tree when I was drunk? I left the body before I hit the tree.
Yep.
And that's what animals do too, you guys. When they know, they slip the body. Insects slip the body.
That's why the animals always want to go off and be by themselves.
Because it's nothing.
They know it's time and this is it. They go, and they want to be by themselves. They don't want to be,
they don't want all that crying and baa-hooing like I did with Luna. She was like looking at me like, are you cracked? You're supposed to be conscious, Mom. I'm like bawling, Luna.
Yeah.
Yes. I know my baby's up here.
Mine, she's over there. Yeah.
I can't do another pet. I don't think I can ever do another
She
pet.
has me, that's enough.
Destroying me. Can't be destroyed like that again.
Oh my gosh, right? Oh my gosh. I always tell people, you don't understand unless you're a certain kind of pet person. I mourn my dogs every day. Like I think you probably understand that, but you have to be a certain kind. I'd say there's 3 kinds of pet people. There's the pet people that animals are things. Then there's
I can't understand them. They put them outside and they keep them outside.
You know what I mean? Animals are things.
No.
They're discardable. They're throwaway. And then there's the people that they treat their animals well, but they don't merge with them. They don't understand that they're real people with soul collectives. So there's those people.
And there's me.
And then there's ours where we merge with them and they're our children and our life and our breath. And our
I have chairs that I put on my table,
Exactly.
A child chair, with no feet,
exactly.
and the dogs sit there and, eat at the table with me.
Exactly.
And,
right.
You don't like it, don't eat it at my table with me.
No,
you guys, if you come over to my house for dinner and you don't like my dog at the table, then go somewhere else. Because the dog's not
come over to our house, be prepared for a dog, for a cat, for whatever.
Oh,
to be all over you. If you have an issue with that, well,
vacuums
next to the door.
With you totally.
My neighbor is heartbroken too over Biscuit. Like I couldn't leave Biscuit alone. She came up and babysat if I had to go somewhere. So I couldn't leave Biscuit alone. And so she was as close to Biscuit as me. So she mourns for a little Biscuit too, And now she's got an older cat, and it's not, it's kind of, up and down on a daily basis. So, when I need my fur baby fixes, it's everybody else's pet, and then it's just like, love fest, But I connect with them. So
that's what I mean. You're that third kind of pet person where we merge with our pets. They're like part of us, they're, I told my girls, I said, just so you know, and my daughter's like, yes, we know if there was a hurricane, you would starve in the house with your dogs and you would not leave your dogs. We know, Mom, we know. If I couldn't get out, I would stay with them. I'm not abandoning my animals.
Oh my God. I know. I'd be fixing something, strapping the dog on me.
I said that. I'm like, I could fit 2 or 3 of them.
Yep. Because there's no way I'd be going anywhere without them. No way. I love it. Oh my gosh. So, all right. So we whipped through the first hour like nothing.
You guys helped all the comments.
Oh my God. These comments are insane. I think, have they all been up there? Did you get them all up here? What's this one? What's that big one?
She said, my hair looks good. Thank you.
Oh, the highlights. Yes. She came on earlier, it was all wet. She just got
out of the shower. Sorry, I was working with I was coordinating stuff with the hurricane people. Oh, I love that. I do too. I made up songs for my dogs too. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I didn't know other people did that.
I love it. Oh my God. And 9,000 names for the puppies at all times.
I started this question from earlier, so I'm not sure if you guys got to see it. But Adam says, please help. I've been living with numbness in my head and a very low energy. Nothing has ever come up medically in 7 years. Do you see doctors finding it or a positive change in my future?
I mean, you have the potential for positive change. Doctors finding it, not necessarily. Doctors guess, and they do use some really good technology, but that's why a quantum view of things, where your body tells what's going on and your body tells what it wants to fix it, is really helpful. So is there an answer? Absolutely. And that's actually one of my specialties that I don't usually advertise. I'm really, really, really good at helping people that nobody else can help. It's always been kind of like my thing. Like, people come to me as a last resort. I wish they came to me first, but I can usually help people that can't be helped by anybody else.
Well, Adam, if you're still around, go to her website. There's links. I put links into our chat room. I haven't put them into your chat room, but I will go over and put them into your chat room. But
this is the one for the scans. So it's secrettoeverything.com, right? Is the website. So
you have that link. That's the link, I think.
This is the one for scans. So .com, and it's /ECOMM /services/
you can just copy and paste that. Or you can just
Mama D's putting them in a thing.
Oh,
so
okay,
what is this with the events?
Oh, well, we already had one live event. We just got back a couple weeks ago from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and it was an intensive. Usually I have bigger events, like 30 people, 40 people. But these were intensives with like 10 to 15 people, because I'm doing one-on-one personal work. So we actually have one coming up in 3 or 4 weeks in Charlotte, North Carolina. But the theme of this is the light through all time. So, the question we're asking is, what do we need to do to embody the limitless understanding and potential of who we are, and how to bring that into the 3D, 4D. We're actually almost to 5D, but anyway, bring this into real life, and what is holding us back. So that's what the whole theme is about, that. So every exercise we do, different exercises and different activities, and then I do one-on-ones, group one-on-ones, and a whole bunch of other stuff.
And you don't have to be physically one-on-one. It can be, what do you use, Zoom?
No, not usually, but of course, the live events, they get the opportunity to, that's a rare chance to be face-to-face, and you can talk to the people. It is not necessarily a pleasant experience, because I'm pretty intense. When I'm reading you, you are like, whoa, could you stop? I am like zeroed in on you, and it is like you and me, even though there's other people there. So it's a pretty intense experience. Not very many people can really, my people who've been with me like 10 or 13 years can usually hang, but a lot of people are like, could you stop? Could you stop talking? Yeah. Could you stop looking at me? Could you stop telling people all this stuff about me? Because it blows them away, because as fast as I'm talking, I'm giving you a 20-minute reading talking this fast, and it's just like a lot of information.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That really is. It's a total gift, So what do we got here now? Awesome theme. We all need
live events. Yeah. So that's that. Yeah. If you guys want to come, there's a couple spaces available. Write support at KimberlyMcGeorge.com, and we'll hook you up if you want to come. Not too late.
Oh, so I didn't put that up. I didn't put your email. Okay.
I usually would. That's why. I knew she did.
She keeps me around for a reason.
I do. She's cute, and she does that. So what's the most misconceptions about energy healing, psychic readings, that you have personally encountered?
Oh, that people can do them?
Yes.
So bad. I'm sorry.
I love it.
Put it out there.
Gina, you guys, Mama D and Gina, it is so sad when I have a palm reader on, and she is so real and authentic and good that everybody is like freaking out, because there's so much fraud in this industry. They're like, oh my gosh, she's real. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's real, because there's just it. But I'm going to back off that a little bit. I've also come to realize people are in different, like, I've been here 85 times, and this is my last incarnation. So I'm going to be in a different level of memory, a different level of ability, a different level of education than other people. So I have to respect that somebody may be authentic and may be an intuitive, but they may not be a master intuitive. You know what I'm saying? They may be a lower level. So I can't say everybody's fake, but I do think there's a lot of,
there is a lot of fakes out there. Oh my good God in heaven. And they gotta trumpet their own horns. And it's like, if someone is out there going, I'm the best, and I'm this, and I'm that, and everything. Oh my God. Then walk away.
Yeah. So I just did an undercover investigation on a woman named Sarah Adams, which I haven't published yet. and
I'll
sometimes I
give
do
you
undercover investigations,
I'll
and
give
she's
you a
actually
couple names.
she's Max Spear's ex-girlfriend. That'll mean something to the secret space people. And she toots her own horn. She's like, I'm the best. And she capitalizes off of her boyfriend's death, which I think is whatever. I mean, smart, but okay, whatever floats your boat, chick. But I went in and we had a reading with someone, and I know everything about the person she had a reading with, and the fraud and the fishing questions, the leading questions.
yeah.
You know what I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
Gina.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna publish it out loud. I am gonna out that girl because I'm authentic. I'm not saying no, I will. No, I'm authentic. I'm usually right. I can't deny. But just don't say you're psychic if you're not. Like, don't pretend or say, call yourself like intuitive or something. Don't be like, I'm the world's best psychic,
That's me. I call myself a healer because I heal the mind, the body, and the soul. But I do oracle interpretations. I'm not calling it reading because
we do oracle.
There are times during readings and during shows.
Those yours?
Yeah, I just got a new deck. This one is clarifying.
Sorry, Mama D, I want to hear what you're saying. I just got distracted because she held that up.
It's okay, I got you.
No,
there are times that I'll get something, and it's like either during a show or doing some of these readings.
That's interesting.
And I never said that I'm a psychic or a medium or any of the kind. I'm a healer. Whatever comes through, whether it's just the cards or whether it's healing. That's where I cover that one. But
do you wait, Mama? Do you wait for it to come through, or do you also like if people ask you a question, do you also like pull a card, or like how do you handle like if somebody has a question?
When somebody comes to me for a reading, my way of doing it is I'll say, okay, what I want you to do is verbalize one question. It doesn't have to be any question. Just be able to verbalize one question. For me, that opens the pathways.
I got
my guys, their guys have a conversation.
I got
and whatever happens. And half the time they get the answers to the questions that they're thinking about but haven't verbalized. And usually the question they verbalize is the last question that gets answered. It's like irritating as heck, but yeah.
So that opens the energy for you is how I would say.
Exactly.
Got it.
So we'll do like reading shows, pop-up reading shows.
Oh, you do? You do reading shows? Oh, that's cool.
We'll just do for oracle cards, and like I'm definitely intuitive too. Like sometimes I can see spirits, sometimes I can hear spirits, sometimes I know things. I know I'm claircognizant. I know things like how to do things. I will get a lot.
Gina, hold on. I have to ask you a question. This is coming in. Have you had a lot of like heartbreak in your life? Because in your ascended heart, you're blocking your own abilities because your pain is really fresh and not processed out of your field.
Yep.
Holy hell, yeah. 100,000% does.
Yep.
Because
you're super gifted, but that pain stands between you and your like clear, flowing, potent power of your abilities. So
it started in 2011. It started in 2011 when my husband died. And now last year my dad died. This year my mom died.
Yeah,
I lost my dog, which was the last tie to my husband. That he gave me that dog. Yeah. And then I took in Biscuit, and then Biscuit died. So yeah, if I don't shut down, I won't be functioning.
Gina has not yet grieved.
I was reading all that. So I was stopping. I'm following the energy in her body. Yep. And you're holding it so you've pressed it really deep in your body. It's sitting behind your heart in your ascended heart chakra. And this is just a warning. And you probably know this, and you probably already warned her. You can't leave that there forever. You will go with your heart.
I know that. I know that. I'm preparing. I'm almost to the point where I can let it. Because it was like, all right, we got to go into work mode. My husband passed. Okay. We had businesses. I'm a designer, a decorator, painter, tool belt weaver. I build things inside. Okay. Cool. He was a builder outside. He'd do all the rough building and the roofer and the cider and all that stuff. So I'd design it. He'd rough build it. I'd finish it. I'd paint it. I would decorate it. I'd throw in the kitchen. I would throw in the bathrooms. I would, full paint murals, all this kind of shit. Right. And then I had a cleaning company, and he had dump trucks. You know what I mean? So we had,
you guys were like service. Yeah.
And then he died. So now I have.
Was it sudden, Gina, or was it?
Yeah.
All of a sudden.
No, all of a sudden. Bam. So now I can't grieve We weren't ready. I have to get plots. I have to make the payroll. I have to close
That
his
makes sense.
businesses. I have to finish jobs. I have to make sure his jobs that were going got finished. I have to lay his people off. I have to, now
That
I
makes sense.
can't,
That makes sense.
I have to reorganize my life as to
Right.
what can I do in my businesses now that I don't have my builder. I don't
Sure.
have this. So it's
Aw.
like, okay, well, how much can I do? So I destroyed myself
I got it.
Mhm.
trying to work so hard, and then I couldn't stay. That was in Massachusetts. I could not stay up there. It was too
Oh,
expensive.
yeah, it's really
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I met Bob, and and he lives in
Your heart.
Pennsylvania. And then
It's so cute.
I sold everything up there. I came down here. I couldn't believe how cheaper it was in
Wait, where are you, Gina?
Pennsylvania.
It's cheaper in Pennsylvania? Oh, wow. Okay.
In Massachusetts? God, almost
But
anywhere is
it's
cheaper.
still kind of expensive compared to
I
like North
think that
Carolina.
this house that I bought here, for what I bought it for, it's like I stole it. Okay, this house would be millions in Mass.
Really? Huh.
Yeah,
Wow.
easy.
That's
And it's like, did I pay that? No. And
Right,
do I have
right,
a mortgage right now? No.
right. That's awesome. No,
But
that's
up
really
there, I was killing myself.
your previous husband that passed, you guys had
Yes.
multiple game lives together, and you've been together outside the game. You're together right now in concurrent lives. So you guys had you were like two halves of a whole one person. You knew it when you met him. He
Mhm.
knew it when he met you. And you guys worked so beautifully together. So I can understand why that was like such a shock loss,
It was.
because
We dated when we were teenagers.
you guys were just,
And
I
then,
get it.
and we were back and forth, and then I saw him a lot later in
Yeah.
life. After I got divorced, after my kids were born, after his son was born and stuff.
But
And
really
then
such a
the
sweetness to that
sparks were
relationship.
flying.
You guys were, that was like such a sweet time in your
Yeah.
life,
It was.
Galactic Grape said it exactly. Gina was too busy with life details to fall
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah, I couldn't. I absolutely could not. And then, of course, there are a lot of hi Sharon, yay. There are a lot of people that try to take advantage of widows.
Mm.
And
Oh,
I'm
I
not
didn't
the
think
one.
about that.
I'm not the one.
Advantage,
You're not going to get away with it with me. You know what I mean?
I
There's
can't
no
believe
way,
they can't read that. You are tough. Like, you're a tough cookie.
right?
Like,
So it's like,
who scares me more than you though is Mama D, but don't tell me.
I'm scared of her.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm scared of her too.
I'm the one who will break down. I will take it takes me a little bit of time. My mother, when she passed away, I was so busy working, making sure everybody else was good.
Yeah, I can see that.
That one day, my husband said something that had me busting in laughter. And I was laughing so hard that I just broke down. And that was my moment of grief. And
Yeah.
for about 15 minutes, I just bawled my eyeballs out. I was like, white face. So I was like red faced. And then once I was finished with the crying, then I started laughing again. And that was my moment of grief. And I was able to do that. I am one who I don't hold it in because I don't give a flying frogs behind as to what's going on in my life. If I need to deal with it, I deal with it. Okay.
Mama
not all the
D,
time,
you
most
know
of the
you
time.
have a lot of fae in your house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're just coming to me telling me.
The
they do.
reason I know that is because the property that is next door to this, I don't own this house, I rent it, but the property that was next door to us when we moved in was just woods. And I always used to go out and have my time in there and sorry everybody, but she's back.
She's sweet, babe.
See, I would go out there and have my time of quiet and peace, and I would have my conversations. Then I went to work one day, and then round about lunchtime, I felt this stabbing sensation in my heart. And I have nothing physically wrong with my heart.
Right.
It's like, it's okay. So I was like, didn't know. When I came home, somebody had started felling the trees. Somebody bought the property and was done.
Oh, no.
So I found out, I said, what time did the first tree fall?
Oh, wow.
My husband said, around about lunchtime. And I think, there we go.
It's horrible.
So I was the smart one. I opened my bedroom window and I went, hey guys, you come in here and hang out until you find a place to go. And
they
then,
just told me, they're like, we love her so much. So yeah, I just saw them.
and then they stayed they stayed for a while, and then they messed with my neighbors because I live in a house that's semi-detached. They're side by side. There's a wall dividing us.
Okay.
They would mess with the neighbor's dog.
Yeah, they're
like,
pranksters.
roof, roof.
They're pranksters.
And mess with my cat. The cat wouldn't go
Yep.
into the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, let's have a conversation. Y'all just got to stay in my bedroom. Can't be messing with the cats or anything. And it never happened again. But yeah, no, they're around, and I know they are.
Yeah, they are. They love you.
She's very special. She's very special. Yeah. This is pictures of Mark. That was me.
Marky Mark.
Yeah, my babe.
Whereas Mark's got the stash, Bob's got the cat.
Hey, Mark's got he's got stash too. And then this
but I didn't know Mark.
Is my dad. This is my dad. And then I have
love that hat.
I think I got another one here. Oh, look at there's my babies. It's my mom and dad, Biscuit and Lacey. You know, the only thing I don't have Maxie on there, but you know, there's my losses.
A lot. Yeah, but as soon as you're willing to let that go, like your field's gonna like pop open, and you're gonna have like massive paranormal supernatural experiences. Like you're gonna be like full color, 3D, tangible, touchable, smell, sight. Like it's all going to come pouring back because I think you had them more when you were really young. So yeah,
I did. That started my grandfather. Appeared. I was like 5. He died. And he appeared at the foot of my bed, and he's a little Italian man, and he's saying, "They're grabbing my feet. They're grabbing my feet." So I got up in the morning, and I told my mom. I said, "Mom, Grandpa was in my room, and he said to me, 'They're grabbing my feet,' and he's doing this with his hand. They're grabbing my feet. They're grabbing my feet." And she was bawling. I'm like, "What's the matter, Mom?" And she goes, "Grandpa passed away last night. How do you know about this?" I said, "Because he's in my room, And then after that, when my grandmother passed, she did the same thing. She appeared at the foot of my bed, but I could see her mouth moving, but I couldn't hear anything. So I don't know what she said, but she also appeared to my cousin Luann. So she's gifted too, and she could hear her. I couldn't, so I guess we were the closest.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have some interesting later life experiences with the paranormal that you haven't had for a long time. Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, I have blocked them out for a while, because and then too, I get very busy. I keep myself busy. The show keeps me busy, because usually I read a book a week for the show.
Oh wow, yeah, right. When people
the show and all that kind of stuff, and building equipment, decorating equipment. So that's what I do that for artwork. And now I'm in Halloween mode. But we do big events, and we do like Penhurst Paracon too.
You do big events? Like what kind of events? What do you mean?
Paracons. So we're guests at like the Bash, Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, and we're guests.
Wow, that's cool.
We co-run Penhurst Paracon, and and this year last year we had 7,000 people show.
What?
This year is going to be a hell of a lot more.
That is impressive,
ladies. Wow. That nobody gets. That's going to be there.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I can't say it because we're not supposed to.
No, that's fine.
Yes. But when she does,
but it's huge. It's huge.
Wait, when is that? When does that happen? Oh,
May. Yeah, May 18th. 19th,
where is it?
19th.
In Pennsylvania?
Yeah, it's at Penhurst Asylum, and it's a huge location. That's why we can have so many people, and why we do it is all the proceeds go to Penhurst to fix the buildings, fix the location, fix the buildings, and they do a lot of the stuff. So we bust our asses basically so that they can, renovate and stuff. Oh God. Yes, JoJo. Me too. Oh, I love JoJo. JoJo's the best. She's down in Louisiana right now. But she's talk about gifted. JoJo's really gifted.
Oh, is it?
She needs to turn that down a little. Very empathic, very too much empathic, So that's what I tell a lot of empaths and intuitives that are just too wide open. That can't, so around and shield and close that down a little. And you can't leave your house.
You're you're telling me after my live event, I just tell the girls, my daughters are like, have you gone anywhere for like 8 days? I'm like, no, I haven't left my house for 8 days because I was just in airports and I was just in massive crowd. You know what I mean? And I had to like
really.
rebuild, from all that exposure for sure. Thank you, Joan.
Oh. Yeah, it is. That's a pretty background.
It's pretty compared to this mess.
You can load up anything you want. Like I have a space background. You can like upload on your background anything you want. You can do a plain background.
But it takes away the bandwidth and it messes with
it does. It messes with like the broadcast. You mean? Is that what you guys do?
And I mean, it's pretty much everybody knows it. This is my what I call. So right now you're in my office, my work office. That is my son calls my woo-woo office. And then on the other side of that wall is my paint studio. So it's like I've got my own little world down here.
You have another you have another space too. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she just
the only thing is missing is a bathroom and a kitchen.
Her other room was really cute and pink walls and butterflies on her walls.
I will get around to finalizing and cleaning and that's
but there's dog beds and stuff on the ground there. And this is my office. This is my everything office here. Like a lot of these books. I've read every one of them.
She read every book on that shelf.
So, and I've got books I got to read for my show over there and over here. And oh my God,
Can I ask you a weird question, Gina? It's a podcast question. What do you do when you read like a really like bad book, but you've already like booked the artist, or artist or writer or author or whatever you want to call them? Like, how do you guys handle that? Like if it's just like boring or like poorly written or
all right, if the book is poorly written, and I've done this many a times. Okay, so I will start if it can't hold my attention, then I will skim. If I can't even skim, then I will go to highlights. You know what I mean? And then I will go to the media kit and say, okay, what are the points and stuff? So I can do. I mean. Heck, we can talk to anybody. We've had some pretty crazy shows. You
can pull it out of something interesting.
We make it work.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be something to it, But then again, you got to figure even those poorly written books that I might not like or Mama might not like, someone will. Someone will. So that's the point. So we always say, it's the show is really designed for one person. If we can help that one person, we've done our job. And hopefully more,
Yeah, right. That's sweet.
So, yeah. So I mean, so you might not be everybody's cup of tea, but you definitely are.
Not everybody's
You definitely are. They're gonna be like, either she's really like on the brink of gonna discover something fabulous, or she's nuts. You have to be nuts in order to put yourself out
for sure.
Really,
absolutely. I own it. I'm good with it.
Thank you.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not sure if some of the people in the chat are leaving, but they're all thanking us for the amazing show. We still go on for another 50 minutes or so.
Maybe they think we're
we're a 2-hour show.
So
we torment people for a long time.
But
first off, anybody who's leaving, thank you very much for joining our show. You can always find us more on
very sweet
our the Fox Den with Gina B and Mama D on YouTube, or you can follow me on mine, which is Angel Meadows Radio. I think it's
but if a few people are leaving before they go, Kim, tell them what kind of events and classes and retreats or other programs or stuff that they can get into.
Yeah, we're kind of wrapping up the year. So we have our event in 3 weeks. Like I said, if you still want to join, you can write support at KimberlyMcGeorge.com. I just started the clearing container because I kept looking at fields and fields and fields and fields, and people weren't alone in their bodies and people weren't alone in their energy field. And they don't know how to clear. How can you clear if you can't? First of all, you have to identify kind of what's in you or around you or crashing your space. And then some people don't know how to clear it. There's an embodiment I found that you have to have. Everybody has the ability, but not everybody is embodied, if that makes sense. With that ability, like we all have the potential, but we all don't have the actuality. And so I decided to provide some cheats. You know, everybody wants a magic pill. You girls know this. Everybody wants, I know Mama D knows this. Everybody loves a healing pill, right?
Yep.
Mama D, fix me. Mama D, can you fix me for real? Like if I come to
Yep.
you, I'm being serious. Will you fix me? Like I'm
Yep.
being
Not a problem.
but you know, we want that. And so I'm like, well, maybe they'll get so excited about the changes that being clear, and they'll be able to identify this is what my goal is with a clearing container. What does it feel like to be alone in my body? Can I get familiar with my core soul frequency? And so then maybe they can start feeling when they're crashed, when they go to the grocery store and something jumps them, or they walk outside and something jumps them, or they talk to their mom on the phone and she's like, I'm going to merge with that chick, you know? I mean, they'll start to feel these different energies that, you know, siphon and subvert our abilities. Some people are like, why am I not psychic? I'm like, because 95% of all your abilities are being used by 1,000 other beings. Like, let's take care of it.
Okay.
You know, so there's a lot of reasons for this, and we're just not taught. I always say, you know, what you don't know does hurt you in this reality. It really does, because you're just a sitting duck for all these energies.
Yeah,
Exactly.
even in the spirit realm too. I just had to go cleanse a house to help a 10-year-old boy who was getting attacked in his house, you know. So I had to cleanse the house. I was, and he's got abilities, and that's why it was happening, you know, and he's scared. And then I explained everything to him. It's a long story, so I'm not going to get into it, but I explained everything to him, you know, helped him to understand what he's going through. Sealed the house like I've never sealed a house before, and then I went back and sealed the property, you know.
Oh, I just got chills. That's really important. Yeah, I do a lot of that.
He's very, so he's very, very, very protected. And then, you know, if he was still having problems, I said, I'm going to bind your powers if you still have problems, you know. And he's like, no, because now he can see angels. And he's like, please don't bind my powers because I can see the angels. I want to be able to see the angels. I said, okay, but if you have a problem, then
Auntie G.
I call them the Yang Owls because there's few beings that are as tricky as the Yang Owls, as I call them. They love to play both sides. They love to pretend to be other things. They're interesting. So I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to see a bunch of those guys.
No, but
somebody asked me a question. Oh, do I do readings? I do readings. I do usually my readings or remote viewings would fall under one-on-ones, or I do email readings. So you can ask a couple questions for 40 or 5 or 6 questions for 70. And those are like my psychic reading kind of levels that I do.
Yeah. And already I mean, I can tell, you know, she's not a fake psychic. She's not a fake. She's the real deal here. I mean, she does a lot of different things. She's been researching for many years. She's really put herself front and center and full bore into everything that she does. You know, it's like, it's not half-assed anything.
There you go. That's what I say. I don't. I have my faults, but that's not one of them. The fiber optics are tied to the body networks, and they're going to be amping up the usury. They're also laying them for medical application. You'll no longer go to the doctor. You'll no longer have to take physical medications. You'll be given the frequency of the medication prescribed by your doctor, and it will be transmitted into your body through things like fiber optic and other advanced technology. So they're preparing that for the medical application and degradation of the medical system, because they're also going to be dispersing mind control things that way and different things. Instead of coming into your house, taking you bodily, giving you injections, they'll just blip you through these networks.
I don't know who Mom is talking to.
Well, since we spoke about the Fae before, my cat's been going nuts, and he's now sitting in my window going, and I'm waiting for him to jump on top of me.
Oh, no. We got him stirred up. No, they know I have a real huge affinity with the elementals and those beings. So they usually, yeah, it's interesting. Like mine are somehow interacting with yours. So there's stuff going on here too.
Mine are staying away because usually my ears are ringing and everything.
Oh, that's interesting.
In my room because my ears are ringing. And I've got 3 that are always in my house, and they're definitely not in here right now. I think they think, oh, it's crowded in here.
Probably, yeah.
I mean,
they're like,
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Doc. you were speaking before that you had done an investigation, an undercover, a fake psychic. Can you, when you meet somebody and they say, "Hey, I'm a psychic," and they just point you out, leave it there, do you get an energy? Do you get a feeling as to whether or not it's worth continuing the conversation with them because you do believe them, or is there that little inkling in the back of your mind going, "I think I'll just leave it where it is"?
I mean, that's a good question, but I mean, the essence of our being is completely magical and psychic. So, when everybody says that, of course, there's a truth to that, as you guys know. But if you're talking about a professional at the level that I think they should be charging money, I know who has active, let's say, abilities. Like I knew I just can read people like without technology down.
Yeah.
I say it down to the inner cells of their body. As a matter of fact, I used to practice as a medical medium and I used to crawl around people's bodies. So it's very easy for me to literally steal if I want to. But as you guys know, there's a very big cost to the merge. So I love having the tech between me and the person. I don't have to unmerge, make sure they're not hooked and all that. So there's a lot of energetics I save. But
I had to learn that the hard way. Prana healing. I do prana. And when I was learning, I was scanning the body, and then I found, and I found the belly issue on one girl, we were doing a practice, and I kept pulling it, and then all of a sudden everybody in the class heard this noise. Just like that. It went out of her belly and right into mine.
Oh, it went into you.
So I was like, oh my God, I doubled over in pain. And she sat up like, oh my God, and then I helped another girl that they said she'd never have a baby. And through energy work, I fixed her and she got pregnant within a month.
Wow.
So energy is no joke. That's
not if you're real, not if you have real. And again, it's so tricky because everybody has that ability, but not everybody is embodied enough to do these practices. You guys know that not everybody's on the same level and can do that in actuality.
Right. You gotta, focus. You gotta focus. When you're doing that, you gotta be able to focus and stay in the moment, like because it's easy.
What I find interesting with you too. To me, you're like all into the paranormal, which I found when I was in the paranormal, because that's
the paranormal. She's
okay. So I'll keep you up. Okay, Gina. But when I came in through the door of paranormal, I would say that was my first door because my abilities when I was young were paranormal. So that was my first interaction with consciousness, was through the door of the paranormal. But what I find interesting is you ended up kind of where I did, beyond the paranormal. Do you think it was your paranormal interest or abilities that led you to like then being like a healer and being open to more like a consciousness view of life, or open
just like you? It's like always wanting to learn, and then when you don't know something until you learn it, until someone tells you about something, and you don't even know that it's an issue, that it's a concept, that that exists.
Re-remembering. Sometimes it's re-remembering. Yeah.
What you were saying at the very beginning of the show, when you're producing equipment that for extraterrestrials, I'm just like, why did I not think of that? I mean, it's like right there. It's right there.
Probably downstairs in the dungeon right now.
It's the obvious next step, really, but it's like, wow, I just,
I love that. But I think that's cool when we come into each other's fields in a certain frequency. There's expansion and building on top of the work of people that have come before there. I mean, I feel like all my work is built on top of, other people's work that came before, and I can take it to that next level. And I love that. And I give them credit, if I can. But I love that, and sometimes it's just a re-remembering of what we've done in a concurrent, or what people would call a past life too. So, but here's my question.
Many lives too. And I think I'm on my last one too.
I think you are too. The paranormal, to me, I'm talking about the niche that we would call paranormal. You know what I mean? The community, let's call it the paranormal community. Yeah. I found it very, very dark. I found it very, very, and this is a judgment, and I'm acknowledging it's a judgment. Let's say immoral.
Yep. It's going downhill. It's going downhill really fast. When I first got into it, there was a lot of people on big into research,
I love that.
And right now. And yeah, and I love that too. And, and working with each other and expanding the community and expanding the field and coming and talking and having the discussions and all that kind of stuff about how can we better this community? How can we better our equipment? How can we better our communication?
love
How
that.
can we help the people?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How can we help people that need help, that don't know, right?
Right.
We're learning so that we can help people
Right.
that don't
Right.
know, right? So if you're having a problem with the spirit, you call me, right? So who are you going to call? Not Ghostbusters, Gina Banks.
B.
Yes, I
But
love
then
it.
I help you to the best of my ability. And if I can't, I'll get someone that can.
That's how I
Yeah.
am. I
I'm not
refer people sometimes. I do.
So I'm not going to be like, hey, this is beyond me. You know what I mean? So, not say that. But now this field is everyone wants to be a superstar. Everyone wants to be
Oh,
on
that's
TV.
true.
Everyone wants to be the absolute biggest, baddest, and best out there.
Right.
You know what I
Ego.
mean? And
Ego.
it's like ego. And
Yep.
it's ruining the field. And the fix.
You know what I say, G.
Driving me nuts.
What do you say, Mama D?
You know what I say. If they haven't been on our show, they're not a superstar.
Bum.
That's right.
This is why I have her.
One-liner.
Yeah, but it's like even in the metaphysical world, you got the same stuff. I mean,
Oh my
community
gosh.
has the people that
Totally.
drag it down. Look what our country's going through for a friggin' presidency run here. Holy hell, right? So it's like, oh God.
I'm listening to interesting conversation in the chat. Hang on one second. This is the conversation about the black boxes on the electric poles. And Teresa it says the black box on the electric poles connects to the SIM cards in the newer cars. Disengage any antenna.
That's for the frequency fence. That's for the frequency fence. So when you leave your property, they can tie in with the satellites and track you in the Google Maps and track where your car is going. That's for the frequency fence. And that's not just targeted individuals, it's everybody. Everybody is a targeted individual.
Oh, you can't go anywhere. Everyone knows where you are, no matter what, no matter how much you can disconnect yourself, they're going to find you anyway.
Well, if the agency can't find me, just call my kids. They're always like, Mom, where are you going? I'm like, what? I don't track them. They track me. My kids track me more than I track them. I was going to pick someone up at the airport at 2 a.m. one time. Ring, 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 ring.
Mom, where are you going?
I was picking up my, I was trying to sneak in my new, very young boyfriend that I was picking up from the airport, but they caught me. They're like, who are you picking up at 2 a.m? I'm like, no one. They're like, you don't know anybody. Who are you picking up? I'm like, no one. And they got it out of me. They track me all the time.
Vicky has to go. Thank you for joining us.
You were able to be here. Vicky always says she can't be here, so she was able to be here. Nice to see you.
That's awesome. Almost the whole thing too, right?
I mean, she heard us.
We only have like another half hour left to go, which is like sad in my book right now.
It's gone by so quickly, which is really great. It's not like nobody has to fight to keep awake.
No, Sharon, we talked about that. That did not end well. That was not young boyfriend. That was no young boyfriends. Remember, we learned that lesson.
No young.
Go for the old ones. They keep
my God.
I can't run.
I can't imagine. They're children anyway, but no.
No.
If anything ever happened to Bob, it's like I'm done with all that.
Jen just said this in my Patreon. She just said, Jen, don't get mad at me for saying this if she's still here. She said, I don't want to pick out another shower curtain with anyone. I thought that was just said it all about.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like when you are shopping for that new stuff I thought that was a great line.
That's a good line. You know what? For me though, because I was the designer, I'm picking out the shower curtain.
There you go, Jax.
Give it all to Gina. Try and put cents in, forget it.
Yeah, well, that's
have an old soul.
Exception, Jax. There's always an exception if they have an old soul. I do love the old souls, and the young souls and the younger ones. I can't deal with them. I don't have the patience anymore. Thanks. Well, that's wonderful. That's what we're here for. We're just having a conversation, and you guys are part of it.
Right. I think that we need to, there's so many people just jumping into hey auntie, I'm not sure who that one is. There you go. There are so many people who are afraid to be alone afraid to learn to be alone with themselves, getting to know themselves, that they jump into so many different relationships.
Oh, such a
And I'm
program.
at that point that, like Gina, if something happens to my husband now, I swear to God, I won't be the one who kills him. I'm not doing it again. No, I'm done. Been there, done that. That's almost 40 years him and I have been together. I'm old, I know. So it's like, no, not training another one. Forget it. One's
Another
enough.
years left. Well, after Mark passed, I said I wasn't going to do it again, and then I met Bob.
Yeah. Oh, Gina's your auntie. Auntie
Gina's
G.
too delicious.
What?
Gina's too warm. Gina's too much of a nurturer not to be in a relationship. You are. You're like that Mother Earth, like grounded, warm-hearted, caring. Stop, Mother. You know it's true. She is.
She is.
She is.
I get to. Okay. Everybody gets to. Not everybody gets to see that, but a lot of people get to see that side of her. I get to see the side of her that nobody gets when we've been friends for a while. We've never met in physical form. We've always been internet. She would have things that would go on in her life, and she would need to vent.
Yeah.
So I'm the vent place for a lot of people.
No, I see that side of her. I know what side you get.
I'll wake up in the morning and I'll find a voice message on Facebook. 5-minute rant. And then it's like, okay, I'm listening. And then after I listen to it, because I do listen to it, I don't ignore people. And I'll click on it and go, so are we feeling better now? It's like, yes.
Yes. Okay, so we got all this stuff going on here. Say, what is it? 36, 42 this month. 36. I can't imagine getting married again, but I love being in a relationship too. So don't get married again. So just be in a relationship. I am not married again. I was married twice now, so that's, I think, I don't know. Well, it's going to be the right time, the right moment, the right everything. You know what I mean? But if you're not ready for a marriage, then you don't. But if you want to be with someone, be with someone.
I just said to one of my girls, I said,
42 is young.
I would be in a relationship again if I met a man and he wanted to go on a long trip for like 3 months by himself. I said, that's like a great relationship. You get used to, you guys haven't, well, Mama D, you've been married so long, but were you ever alone? Did you ever have, when you were older, were you ever alone, Gina? Or
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. So for me, okay, relationships. My first husband, I had my 2 kids. Now get this. My birthday, January 9th. His birthday, January 9th. We got married January 9th. My first daughter was born July 9th. My second was born October 9th. We got divorced after 9 years, right? Boom. Well, then I was alone for a while. Then I met this guy, Gary. We bought a house together. We did all this stuff, right? I poured all my money, all my stuff into this house. And the girl next door sees all this stuff going on in the house and thinks he's the one doing it. And she's got a crap husband. So she's going after Gary. Lo and behold, I'm the one doing all this stuff. She should have gone after me. But she went after him.
I love that so much.
I said, have at him. All right. He'll fix your car, but he ain't going to fix your house. So I left there, and then I had my own house for a while. That's when I met Mark again. And I was driving down a street I never go down. And I looked over, and Mark was an alcoholic. Because that's why I hadn't seen him around in a long time. He was at an AA meeting. He was outside at an AA meeting, and I looked down, and I see this crowd of people, and he's really tall. And he was like taller than everybody. And I looked, and I saw him, and I'm like, that's Mark. And I pulled over, and I said, Mark. And he's like, oh, my God, Gina. And he came, and he runs into my car. I had a Park Ave Ultra at the time, and I thought it was really cool. I'm like, what do you think of this car? And all this stuff, right? So, we talked for a while. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm divorced now, and, I'm trying to get my life back together, and it all is hell, right? So then, I said goodbye to him and stuff, told him like basically where I lived, didn't tell him exactly where I lived. He wandered around my neighborhood, walking up and down the neighborhoods, right? Trying to find my car to try to find me, right? So it was like crazy. So we had that, very spark, oriented thing going on. It was great, but then he passed, and then I was alone for a while. again.
Oh, you
And
were. Okay.
and then I met Bob. But yeah, no, all these things are going on. Say we take our consciousness. Wait a minute, put that back up. Where is that, Mama?
Jen's comment. We take our consciousness.
Yeah, we
Take our
take
consciousness with us when we
She means
leave. So
relationships,
why
I
do
think,
I spend
talking
all my
about.
precious time worrying about all the BS Gina is talking about?
Yeah.
Ick, no.
yeah.
She
Gotta
You
go.
know,
made that
Training
shower
AF.
curtain comment that I liked. She said that no more shower.
But that makes
Really?
sense.
And when you find your perfect partner, I'm going to say you guys cannot go pick out a shower curtain together because you said no more shower curtains. So
There
I'm
you go.
going to remind her of that. I'm going to haunt you on that one.
draining. I don't want it to be draining. Oh,
No, it's not draining. No, we talk a lot about relationships because relationships is there's so many programs that they actually have names for. The Astral Romance Tech Project, a lot of times relationships, and you guys might have had bad relationships too. A lot of times our romantic relationships, our partners, they're our handlers. They're our distractors. They take us off our track of our passions and our fun and our joy and our money and you know that. You girls have to know that. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying all relationships are bad. If you can have a great relationship, I think we're here to experience and play the game. And if you want to have a good relationship, great. But why do we have such bad self-esteem I'm speaking to myself, that we stay in these bad relationships? I've been in relationships where people tried to kill me and I stayed. What?
right. That was my first
My
one.
brain, you
Yeah,
know?
my first husband. We were like that. We were knocked down, drag out brawls. He threw a
Yep.
chair at me. I ducked. It went through my picture window. I mean, it was like crazy. It was crazy. It was horrible. And I did not want to marry him. And because my Italian mom said, you're not disgracing the family, because again, I'm pregnant. I wanted to have a child. So I get pregnant and she's like, you better marry him. And I didn't want to marry him. And then my dad got involved and he's like, you better marry him. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to marry him. And then I tried. And then my second daughter, thank God I had my second daughter, because like I have an angel and a devil. I really do. But I mean, I tried. We were not together. The 9 years we were married, we were not living together that entire time. We were on again, off again, on again, off again. And then we finally got divorced, So that was a bad relationship. Mark was a good relationship, but then again at the end, because he was that gorgeous man. All right. I showed you the pictures.
Right.
So he's really, really handsome, and he wanted to be the most handsome man in the room. And if every girl was not falling all over him, then he thought there was a problem. But he ended up cheating on me, so he broke my heart too. But I forgave him. We got back together, but then he died. So. But want to hear a cool story about this? Like, he was that very. He just did. He was like fireworks. He just lit off sparks. When he walked into the room, he commanded presence, not just walking in the room. I went to a psychic, and I'll tell you the name, Gary McKinstry. Okay. Awesome man. And I walked in, and I went in there with my friend Sue, and she wanted a reading. And he goes, oh no. And he looked at me, he's like, well, first of all, and he's kind of like going like this, and because he said you got two big angels with you, but there's an entourage behind you. I said that's probably not my entourage, because my husband couldn't be alone. Right? He wouldn't go to the store alone. He wouldn't do anything alone.
Wow.
Right?
Interesting.
He always had to have people with him all the time. He
That's
called them
interesting.
buddies, and they go, he'd go get cigarettes and whatever he needed with the buddies, and then they'd all be downstairs in his man cave with him after for a while. You know what I mean? It's like he just didn't like being alone. And I came up my office, I was working all the time, so I was doing stuff, designing or planning or whatever, so I couldn't go hang with him, but the psychic says, okay, he described them to a T. Now, in my house, I told you I built on an addition. When I was going to design school, my final project, everyone's doing mock projects. I did a real project. Kind of looked like that room behind you, right? With that fireplace in the middle. So I built a sunken 20 by 20 living room with all these windows, doors, and the, quarter round windows and the big fireplace. I built the whole thing. We painted it beige. All my other rooms, because I painted murals and all this stuff, Mark said to me, please just leave this room like this. Right. And I said, okay. So it was just beige with a border. So after he passed away, he had a deer head on that big fireplace, I took that out. I brought this room to Tuscany. I full painted the whole thing, ceiling, floor to ceiling, everything. Okay. The psychic says to me, Mark has a bone to pick with you. And I got angry at that. I'm like, are you kidding me? Because of all the things, closing the business, doing the funeral, doing all the work, finishing.
Right.
Like, how the hell can you say he's got a bone to pick with me? He goes, you girlied up his living room.
That's hilarious. And you did, right? You really did.
Yep, I did. I did. And I took his deer head out. And he said that too. Because then they got onto him, the psychic and Mark got on a conversation about hunting. And they give you a recording too. It gives you a cassette tape of the session. And I was listening to it later. And there's the actual EVPs on there. Which was like amazing.
Wait, was it him? Did he talk in it or other beings?
There was other because he had an entourage with him. So there were others. And then I felt horrible about my friend Kathy, who I went to see in the hospital, and she came through too. And she was trying to say because he said something about someone said you look like an angel, and it didn't click to me. Like she was in hospice and I was sitting on the edge of the bed. She was sleeping. Yeah. And the light was behind me, and I had really blonde hair at the time.
He said, so
when she woke up and she looked up and she goes, "Oh my God, I thought you were an angel because your hair is like glowing."
Oh,
and then but that I didn't put the two things together. And he said,
when that happens, I've done that.
I felt so bad that I'm like, I don't want to disrespect Kathy, so I'm always saying, Kathy, if you please, I'm so happy that you came through. I really, really wasn't. I'm sorry I didn't recognize you.
Gina, do you want to know why you've had so many men in your life? I know why. Do you
want to know?
Because I never say past lives anymore. It's my new thing because there is no time. So there's no past, there's no future. So we're living all our past lives now. But one of your past, i.e. concurrent lives, is as Queen Nefertiti. And she had a lot of men. She was never without a man.
I always had Nefertiti on my neck.
You did not.
I did too. I still have it. It's
so
right
you
in
know
my cabinet right there.
So you know that you were her?
No, I didn't know I was her, but I always wore her on my neck. Always. I had two ones. I had
memory. So I want to point out to the audience. So this is an example, and I love it when this happens, of your knowing. Everybody has a strong knowing. You just don't know that you know.
Yep.
So she had that memory. She had that knowing that she was her. But until now, that didn't fit into, a complete conscious knowing. You know what I mean? So I think that's a cool example that you just provided.
Oh, well, that's thank you for that. That makes it kind of makes you think about a lot of things.
Makes you think back as to, when you go back and think, now I understand all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we've got a few things in the chat.
Okay, go ahead.
All the before the marriage, guys.
We have Kristen Scott. My late husband was highly intelligent and an amazing man but he was an alcoholic and died at 33 years old. We never fought. He was my soulmate and best friend. He died at 33 years old.
Her husband. So it's interesting because I can read your husband. And one of the reasons that he was an alcoholic is because he was actually a very, very old soul. And he really struggled on and off his whole life with he had abilities. I don't know if he knew or spoke them, but he did. He had abilities. He had depth. He had angst. He had this angsty feeling ever since he was born. He couldn't quite figure life out. So I'm not giving him an excuse, but I'm giving him an excuse. Some of the brightest and oldest souls are addicts. They have to medicate. They have to. They kill themselves. The choice is medicate or kill yourself. So I don't know if you already know that about him, but he's actually a very ancient, powerful soul who didn't quite figure it out this incarnation and probably is going to come back.
She had a reading with a medium over the phone named Simmons. She was absolutely real. I went it 100. Oh, you went in 100% skeptical about it. She changed her life. She knew all
good. There's very few real mediums. There's very few real mediums. So good. I'm glad you found one.
I'm telling you. Yep. And then and the attic thing, because that's what
Yep.
I did the AA thing too. I had problems. I had problems with cocaine and alcohol. You know. Yep. All right, I'm going through all this again. He had a BA in
Yeah, I'm
anthropology.
not surprised because that's not exploring, wanting to figure out this reality, wanting to put pieces together. That's how he was. Yep.
Kristen, I can honestly say
You're
Dr.
sweet.
Kim has an extraordinary ability to read frequency and can answer any questions you may have. So there's a very
She's a sweetheart. She's a very, very, very old client, so she knows me pretty well.
Right, and she
Oh,
knows.
she sounded very, very, very old. I mean,
No,
Teresa, I don't have an issue with that one.
No, Teresa, I didn't say
Oh,
that.
friends.
Yes, you did. We'll play back. I'll cut it out and we'll
Mama
send it to
D's
you.
a troublemaker. Just ignore
Yeah.
her.
She is. But yeah, Mama D, you and I go way back, and then we go
Yeah.
way back beyond this even lifetime.
Oh yeah.
You know?
We from the day one of meeting,
Oh wow,
we've just
Kristen.
connected so long.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I don't know if we missed anything up here in the chat, and if we didn't put your
I
comment
think we tried to keep track of everything.
put it up again if you really need to have your comment up here or any questions. All right, because we're coming into like the last 15 minutes of the show. So if you got any,
burning questions, topics you want to discuss.
I do have a question for you because one of them brought up about soulmate. So you have a soulmate scan.
Oh, I do.
And I get to do this. So if you have, wait a minute, if you have a soulmate question, there's a scan for that. I wanted to do that like the whole show. And I kept forgetting.
I want the money issue scan.
The money issue scan. Oh yeah, I have lots of stuff about money. I mean, that's a good scan too. We can do a money issue scan.
It seems that, and I'm always positive about everything that I do, but it comes in one hand and it goes out the other. Even when I have a little bit of savings, always something that just goes out the window. It's like, could we just make it stop for a little bit longer?
Because you have a lot of, not a lot. I shouldn't say a lot. You have some really almost genetic beliefs, almost tied to like genetic lines, more like hard times in they're not even your beliefs, but you've adopted them and they're like the frequencies are broadcasting. I think you would do well to like just remove some of those beliefs and you'd be good.
Okay.
It's like subconscious beliefs that if you just pull out, you'd be fine.
Okay. I'm sorry, but there's kissing going on behind you.
Oh, there's what? What's good? Oh,
there's kissing going
on.
on.
They are kissing. They're actually frenemies. They hate each other. They love each other. They're like half sisters.
They keep popping in and out.
Right now they love each other, but that could turn. Hopefully won't have a fight.
Yeah. When I see the puppies, it makes me want to get one, but then I can't do it.
Why can't you do it? You don't want to go through the loss, probably. Yeah.
No, it will definitely destroy. Just like
that's true.
Can't do it again.
There's here. How can we hold our bodies better?
Ooh, that's a good one. Well, first of all, you need to get out what's not you out of your body, and then after you do that, I mean, I never wear shoes, so grounding.
I don't either. I am barefoot.
I'm barefoot. Who's barefoot? Are you barefoot, Mama?
I'm barefoot right now. I am always barefoot.
I love that. I never wear
shoes. Toe off, but I'm barefoot. Yeah, I just ripped my toenail.
Essential oils help you hold your bodies because they pull in the senses. So they remind you to smell and slow down and center. You can, silent mind, training yourself to have 0 point mind or silent mind helps you hold your body because you're not always going up and out and, like scattered with your mind. Sitting in silence in nature, any kind of music, sound therapy, there's a lot of things that help you hold your bodies. Just being conscious of it, pulling yourself back in. I mean, of course, the app, you can buy the app that I use. You can look when you're out of body. And sometimes just being aware that you're out of body and you're leaving the doors open for other beings to come in. Because if you're not inhabiting your container or hotel, other beings come in.
Oh, God.
What are you? You guys probably have some ideas. What would you guys say?
That's a big thing because, like grounding and shielding. And sometimes you have to like even like prana and Reiki, even like scraping the negative energies away. People will do this, right? They do that and then they forget or neglect to replace it. You need
No,
to
that's
feel it. You need to
well,
feel it.
also learning how to expand like all of you into all corners of your container. And we're taught by society and by programming, we're taught to shrink in and to make ourselves small. So it's being okay with statements. And I'll say this statement and it'll fall out of most of you. I am glory. I can say that and you can hear a partial lie in it, but if you guys say it, you're going to hear more of a lie than me because I work on it. I am worthy. Again, you can hear the lie when you say that. So say these things to yourself and say them 3 times. And if you can't absorb that or hold that frequency of those sentences, you aren't expanded. And even I'm not, because I heard the partial lie when I said it. But you have to learn how to be big, be powerful, be the all, be limitless, be confident, and be authentic and be okay with who you are. Because you came here to experience this reality as you. And who cares what anybody else thinks, as Mama D said.
Yep.
Right.
It's their issue. It's not yours.
Words to live by. All right. So Kristen says, can you have something similar to a soulmate, a divine connection?
Very good question. Okay. So my definition of a soulmate is someone who you have had either earth incarnation or game incarnation lives with repeatedly, or you've had outside the game concurrent lives with repeatedly. An extreme soulmate is like in the Matrix, Neo and Trinity. That's the complete merge, one person, passionate, everything you would ever want in a relationship. That's an example. That's an extreme soulmate. They will never, ever let extreme soulmates be together here. They might like meet, but it would only be for torture because an extreme soulmate could change the game into like the most amazing, happy, I call it bouncing bunnies, rainbows, unicorns, glitter. And they just don't let it happen. But they're what I call good partners. So sometimes somebody will buy a soulmate scan. I'll be like, there's no soulmates in your timeline. There isn't. But there's a lot of good partners standing in your timeline. And a good partner is a man, woman, or whatever, that you can be happy with, that will treat you well, that you'll have a pleasant life. And it's not a bad thing. And guess what? They can become a soulmate because just because this is your first incarnation, you're with them. Maybe you guys will choose to be together with a second and a third and a fourth and a fifth. It's each person's decision, to continue each, spirits, who they continue with and who they see after you pass. So absolutely, you can have something similar to a soulmate.
I know. I love having so many different subjects too.
It was a good question. Really good question.
Yeah. All right.
I will put it. Let me see if I have let me see if I can grab the link while we're on here, and I will put it in the chat
for the scans.
Yeah, for the she wants to know the app that
Oh yeah, okay. Well, you can tell Marie, she'll put it in. And Jenny says, how long does it take to change money beliefs, etc., from your scan tracks?
Instant. Yeah, instant. Well, once we identify them, remove them. But you can reinstall them, so that's a little bit of a tricky
issue. Yeah.
No, I like this. Any sound therapy that you can recommend on iTunes that haven't been hacked.
Ooh, oh yeah, anything before 1968.
Okay, beautiful.
Ballet, jazz, opera, orchestra.
This is what you were asking.
But before 1968, recorded before 1968, which I don't love, but that's when the frequencies change.
Yeah, keep saying that, Chris. You know what? When you go to bed, ground, shield, say your affirmations, you have your gratitude list. When you wake up, ground, shield, say your affirmations, have your gratitude list, and then go about your day. In the middle of the day,
clear all day.
Yeah.
All day.
And Kristen says thanks. That makes perfect sense.
So
yeah, I am not. They're not letting me access this link. Yeah, I have a specific link because you'll get like the best.
We'll put it in the chat after if you can get it.
Oh, can I? Or I can give it to you guys. I don't know.
Yeah, you can give it to us and I'll pop it into the different chat.
Or you put this is archived because are we on your YouTube channel?
Yes.
It's there forever. You can comment on it at any time on our YouTube channels. We've got it on Mama D's Little Meadows page, on our Fox Den page.
Yeah, I'll put it up there. I'll put it up there.
So yeah, it'll be there. So
because you'll get the best deal through me, because other people, I don't scam people. And
how can we use the violet flame? Thank you.
Oh, I use that. I actually, people test a lot. I test for 2 colors a lot. The violet flame, not associated with Saint Germain. We're not going to go into that whole conversation, but I use electric green and the violet flame, and I use it like, I imagine a torch, you know, like those torches that they use for, like, I don't know, glass blowing, like they fire it up and it has like a flame. And I take the torch and I go around my field in my imagination at night, or and it really cuts cords and merging and anything seen in your field that jumps out and back. It doesn't really do a lot for inside the avatar, but if it's in your field. So I use the violet flame. People test for that a lot to clear their field, and they test for electric green, interestingly enough. So I use those 2 colors to clear my field.
Very interesting.
Yes, you can have multiple extreme soulmates, because if you are a fire creation being, you are infinite. You're eternal. So you could definitely have trillions of years with one extreme soulmate, millions of years with another extreme soulmate. Anything's possible as an infinite being.
Can you explain what you meant by being a fire being?
Yeah, so fire creation to me is versus NPCs. Like I said, my relatives are in human cloning, so they make clones and there's nothing in them. It's just a glass. I mean, it's just a glass, you know, it's just an empty glass with nothing in it. And then they put spirit in it. And so our spirit is like an ocean. It can be infinitely divided, but never eradicated. So you can't sell your soul to the devil. It's impossible.
He don't want mine.
Because take a little cup down to the ocean. How many scoops can you? So you can have 1 million clones, 1 billion clones. You don't usually 1 billion lives, whatever, because you can be infinitely divided.
Right.
Well, like I said, the devil doesn't want me near him because I'll take over his shit.
But you know how people, like, that's such a misnomer. People can sell, they sell what they sell.
Soul to the devil.
They can sell their soul, but they don't. They sell their lives. They sell their lives as in their obedience, their control. You know that. Like, we look at the music industry, we look at the movie stars. By the way, all of that's coming out. You know, all that's coming out.
Everything is coming out now. Everything, like you said before, you know, the things that are getting leaked slowly, but everything is coming out. All the ETs that have been hiding, and all the, you know, things that everyone's known forever is coming out.
Questions. To me, this would be different to different people. My view of soul scarring is like kind of a little bit like Gina, where you've been wounded by grief or by abuse. It's not always negative. It can be positive too, where you have deep, deep pain that is holding you back from the full expression of the potency that you came here to be. So anything that restricts the soul frequency from full broadcast, to me, hey baby, come here. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, so that's what. So, and can you do anything about it? Yes, you can heal your soul. Yeah. Okay.
So I keep putting up all the links for all kinds of things for her, but it's basically secret to everything.
Yeah, go to her website and just go through it. Take your time, see what she's got, contacts, whatever. If you don't look, you never know. You might see something that nobody else would think of. Be like, I was looking for it. Puppies are having field day.
I love the grunty sounds. Oh, I just love the baby so much.
Yeah, so it's like, that's the thing. And we are like 4 minutes out to the end. If Kimberly just muted herself because she's fussing at the puppies. Stop fussing at the puppies. Let them go.
We don't mind hearing puppies.
You're still muted. I can't unmute you. You have to do it yourself. Somebody muted you.
Yeah.
No, you're muted.
There you go. Now you go.
You're back.
Okay. Yeah, it was good because I was yelling at my dog for a minute because he's like, feed me, it's dinner time, your show's over, get off.
Where are you situated?
My Pyrenees are guard dogs, so they stay outside.
I mean, where are you in this world?
Oh, I'm north of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, on the border of Virginia.
Okay, so you're like, what time right now?
It is almost 10 o'clock p.m.
Oh, okay, so we're the same time frame.
We are? Oh, where are you?
Eastern Standard, Quebec, Canada, just outside of Montreal.
Oh yeah, you're in Canada. I forgot. We're probably up and down the line from.
We're straight. So go right down. I just booked the house for North Carolina for next.
Did you? Where?
Around Little Devil Hills.
Oh, on the beach.
Yeah, on the beach.
Oh, I just went there for
Anyway.
Thanksgiving last year. That's a nice area. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got an Airbnb, getting ready to go. I'm like, yeah, baby.
Oh, that's
Bob
smart.
can go
You'll have to
fishing,
send
he
it
can
to
go
me.
on
We
the
might
pier.
stay there one time. We go there quite often.
Oh, well, it looks really cool, and there's only be 3 of us, me and my neighbor and Bob. So Bob can go fishing and me and my neighbor can go have fun.
That's cool. Oh, I love that.
And we'll do a lot of eating and, some fun stuff. Oh, what's
Oh,
this?
this
By
the
the way,
Sith
the
Lord?
picture in your yard of the entity is so scary, Kimberly.
I
Oh
had a
my
Sith
God.
Lord in my yard for like a month that I couldn't get rid of. A
Oh,
literal Sith Lord. It was horrible. And all the woods changed to dark, and I had pictures of dark fae, and oh my gosh, it was horrible. Yeah, I finally dealt with that though.
wow. Wow. Hey, you're welcome. We're here every Thursday, 8 to 10. But, follow
Thanks,
all
you
of
guys,
us
for
all
being
kinds
here.
of all kinds of cool stuff. Man, I could show you some really creepy stuff. Oh, yeah. I get some nutsy stuff. But I want to say I wasn't sure how this show was going to go. I wasn't sure how, what I was going to learn about all of this. Can you take that comment off, Mama?
Sorry. Yep.
And I freaking love you.
You're
I
so sweet. Oh,
love your mind. I love what you do. I love your energy. I love your insight. I mean, you are so genuine. You are such the real deal.
Mhm.
And
sweet.
I would
Thank you, girls.
love to have you back on here.
Well, I think you guys are great too. I just love like that we could just be real, be ourselves, hang out.
It's the only way to be.
I know,
and
right?
And that's one of the things that a lot of people say about our show is like, oh my God, you're so not like other people. You give us a list of questions and we might remember to ask 1 or 2 of them.
Or you might not ask any of them barely.
And Gina asked one, she made me interpret, remember? That was
I think I did 2 out of the,
but it's we need to be able to have a conversation. It's a conversation with friends. We're at a restaurant having a cup of coffee or a drink or whatever. And there's just a lot of people eavesdropping. And they're all in the chat room. And it's fine because it's great. It's the only way people get to learn about each other and about yourselves. Because in every show that we have, I think I've always learned something new about myself or something new in general.
Oh, that's super
so I'm not like, we're willing to listen. We may not always agree.
Agree. Yeah, I love that.
Only 2 guests. We may not always agree with you, but we will give we will give people the props of this is a show that's all about Dr. Kimberly and it's her platform. And we just kind of go everywhere with it. And it's not a big,
Yeah, it was super sweet. I really appreciate you having me on and hanging out and letting me dip into your fields, and your homes, and your lives. It was fun. It was fun for me.
It was awesome. Well, I'm going to play our exit video. We're going to say goodnight to everybody. And can you hang with us for a few minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, guys. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate you.
Thanks, everybody. You were awesome. Awesome.
Ciao for now, and we'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of the Fox Den with Gina B and Mama D. We are here every Thursday evening from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you a variety of guests or our own intuitive oracle card reading shows. We are streaming live on Facebook on my personal page and our YouTube channel, The Fox Den with Gina B and Mama D, on Mama D's YouTube channel, Angel Meadows, as well as our audio-only venues. We hope you enjoyed our show and our guest or your reading, and we would love it if you would go to our YouTube channel, The Fox Den with Gina B and Mama D, subscribe, share, and definitely hit that notification button to never miss a show. We'll see you all next week, and subscribers, watch for our pop-up shows as well.